Yo, so it just clicked. All that shit off the coast of not the shit to do with Maui. I think that was some shit we were trying out to see if it was a counterattack that we could use for something, right? I felt like we were like, this is gonna be our insurance policy. I think we were testing something out when them fires happened in Maui. But my point being, I mean, cause look at the fucking lasers they got nowadays. That's all I'm gonna say. Look at the shit me and you can buy. And imagine the government. They've already been doing railgun tests with fucking battleships. Like, so they build like a fucking bunch of fucking shit that accelerates the fucking particles and it sends the shit. You know what I'm saying? But the only problem is they can't get that shit in the Unreal Tournament version. Like the handheld shit, you know, so they can't get it there. But they have it mounted on ships. They were specifically doing like a bunch of research with it. And this is the U.S. Navy. This is a declassified program. This is back, like, I heard about this like 2013. Fucking. So, I wonder, you know how like Russia's just been like off the coast? We've just been like, what is Russia doing there? Why is Russia there? And like the news keeps saying this, bro. Hold on a second. And just like the Island Boys manager, Poker Jew, hyped up their website that they be selling right now. Maybe unintentionally. By saying the bathroom door was on some weird shit. The news do the same shit. My bugged out buddy, Steve-O, always just randomly says, CIA. Listen, kids, don't do too many drugs, man. Don't do too many drugs. Cause like, I listened to an old DEA agent. He was a retired DEA agent. It's on Al Prophet channel. I'm gonna use the clip. Fair use, Al Prophet. Hey, man. Listen, fair use. Me in the future. Fair use. I always say that because Al Prophet remind me of if like I was 45. But yeah, what this DEA agent said about El Chapo was he was just like, look, it came to be he was flavor of the week. Basically saying he's like, it looks good for the news. You know what I'm saying? It's like the news. I have a saying like everything in life boils down to pro wrestling sometimes. Like the base storyline of like good guy versus bad guy. And this DEA agent like summarized it perfectly. Like I'm gonna put this shit in here, bro. He summarized it so perfect. Like I was like, I couldn't have said it better myself.
Mexican cartel system. The secret of it is there is no system. That it's kind of like the mayor of Medellin, Colombia said, if you shoot them all down, one will take their place. It's who's the flavor of the month? Whatever we need, again, we go back to the piece I wrote, the media shills, we need a villain, like any movie, but the villain is important for media, New York Times, anybody, because that's what sells. Yeah, we got El Chapo. Who took El Chapo's place? El Gopo. You know, it doesn't matter. It's all bullshit. That's the whole thing. It doesn't matter.
Don't do too many drugs. Listen, when I see Steve-O, I'll be like, love you, bro. But he be on some shit I don't even understand sometimes. And I be on that shit with people sometimes, but they can't even understand it. No, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I think them Russians, like, why was them ships there? Like, and if they're going to use that torpedo, there's not going to be just a submarine, I think, involved. I think they would need something to be able to, like they would definitely, I feel like, use a few ships, because I feel like you could create a relay if it was RC'd. Like, if you were to have that torpedo just spinning around the U.S., it's going to run out of fuel eventually. That's the problem. But they've got a few of them, I think. So, like, say you just want one RC rolling around the U.S. So, like, when the U.S. tells Russia, hey, you can take something out right now, they hit whatever that torpedo's near seaside. I think that was, like, there's some reason for it. And I think it has to do with targeting or moving that torpedo. Like, I feel like that's why they was there. I feel like we will get... I feel like we already had a energy weapon in space. Like, you know, like the Command and Conquer, like the ion cannon. Something like that. Like, I feel like we've already had this. Like, I feel like that's why that's part of why fucking, that's what Star Wars essentially is, bro. It's a series of lasers and mirrors in space that supposedly stop missiles. And people think it's just a movie. I often wonder if Star Wars funded Star Wars in part. Like, why is Steven Spielberg so close with the White House? Another story for another time. But, no, I'm going to keep it always that. I feel like I definitely, bro, because, like, I had, like, a premonition when I first heard about that nuke. In my head, I just saw, like, a city just gone. And they got all them fucking fucks out there. Bitch, I'm the mafia. They not the mafia. I'm tired of people calling them the mafia. It's a different mafia. We the real mafia. We don't be on that weird funny shit. And we will fucking do what we gotta do. That's all I'm saying. Motherfucker try to creep up on me out here. I move too careful for that anyways. Too cautious. So yeah, like I just think about this shit randomly and be like, yo, but what if? Because what this DEA agent said about, he's talking about El Chapo and the Flores twins and how the Flores twins flipped. And they set up El Chapo. Flores twins, for those who don't know, like, that's sort of who, like, from what I've heard, I could be wrong. I don't live in Chicago. Yes, my biological family has ties there. I've never lived there. The Flores twins was like, there's like, for what people say, like who Kato looked up to. If y'all know who Kato is, Kato, his name should carry some clout, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, Kato, you know what I'm saying? Like, his name carried clout with, like, motherfuckers like DMX, rest in peace. You feel me? Like, I forget what I seen the other day. Oh, yeah, there's something else I gotta talk about at some point. I just realized. Anyways, so, here's the point. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, World War III is going to hit us at some point. It's going to. It's not a if, it's a when. And I don't think even the people running it know when. And keep in mind, they're not going to succeed with what they think they are doing this. That's why they're trying to lower people morale. Because they know they're not going to. That's why they want a pacified populace, and we cannot give them that. I'm just gonna say, I know we could win this shit. I know we could pull a rabbit out the hat, but it's gonna take some shit to do it. And like, that's why I fuck with this Oliver Anthony dude, if he really on that type of time. So, anyway, yeah, I just had to make this video because I thought of it. I said, I feel like you would have that shit in a way where it was like on, like how they do like nuclear bombers and shit, where they put them on standby. You know, it's weird, bro. Like, I hear every night the same shit fly over and I never see lights. If it was commercial flights, you would see lights. So like, for example, I know overhead, I hear some shit fly over every night and I never see lights for it. And if it was a commercial shit, you would see lights for it. You feel what I'm saying? So this is some shit they been planning for a minute. They said they put the B-52s back on high alert, man. Right? They put them shits back on high alert. Because we got a lot. The thing about us, we got a lot of bombs. We got a lot of ICBMs too. And we got a lot of warheads that we can arm into something real quick. But I think it's harder for them to defend against a bomb. I feel like that's the point of what Star Wars was. And I feel like us, we're like not sure what they have. So we're like, just in case, I think a bomb is a more safe delivery. Because in my head, I'm like, if you got all these ICBMs, and I'm thinking about, at the same time, it does take time from what I've heard for like them to get it prepped and ready to launch at the silo. Like, that takes about an hour. You see what I'm saying? But I feel like that torpedo is going to be used to hit something seaside. I definitely do. And like, Russia does not have a big navy. You see what I'm saying? So for Russia to just be doing all this naval shit, you feel what I'm saying? It's like, what about though? You feel what I'm saying? Like why? Like, y'all don't even, like, it would make more sense if you had like shit trying to, that's what they used to do in the Cold War. They'd send like a bunch of old ass planes at us just to like fuck with us. Be like, hey, here's a bunch of Tu-95s. Here's a bunch of Tu-90. Is it Tu-95s or Tu-85s? The shit that basically looks like B-29s that they still use. Like, nah, I love Russia though. Them motherfuckers got heart. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's why I really hope it don't come to World War III. Like, I really hope it don't. But I feel like it's inevitable. I just feel like somehow we're gonna be on the very tail end of it. And it's gonna be like a Pearl Harbor where it's just like they do one thing to us, but then they're wiped off the map. And so are their friends. Like, we already had some shit waiting or some shit. But, like, it's going to be, like, there's going to be a bunch of little shit before that involves us. Like, it's going to be sort of how, like, World War II played out. Where, like, we were only in it for, like, 3 years. Yeah. So, I'm out this bitch, man. And really, I think here's the thing about 2030. I think they want it for most. They want to get a 90%, I think. You feel what I'm saying? So, I don't think they're going to be able to. I know they think that they're not, I know they pretty much know they're not going to be able to. They're trying to get it one way or another. They got a bunch of plans. But basically, I know as long as us as a people believe in America, we keep morale strong. That's why, like I said, that's my only other issue with the song. Not Oliver Anthony. And my only criticism was you don't want to be riding around in fucking combat zone of that. Like, especially like if it's a day-by-day thing. Like, I'm not talking about you're just in the street like, when something happens and then it's a 20-second thing and then it just didn't happen again. I'm talking about like you are in an active fucking war zone day in, day out. Like, you don't want to be bumping that type of music because it's just going to wear on you day by day. If you hear that played over the speakers, that basically you're just going to wear on you day by day. Like, oh, well, if they just blow us up, you know, it's not like they want total control. So, like, do we really even have? You don't want to be thinking about shit like that. You don't. So, I'm out this bitch, man. Stay safe. Like I said, I would be very careful. I would be very, very. I don't think it will ever be boots on the ground here. I think Russia's lost too much already. I don't think China's going to get involved the way people think. I think China wants to be the one who, like, you know how there's like that Family Guy joke where like Britain goes, and we saved you in World War III. I think China's going to be the one to like save the world in World War III. And that's how they're going to try to make what they're doing look cool. I'm out this bitch, man.